So why would I promote being a trail host? So candidly, there's just not enough of us. We do this for fun, exploring trails and just running trails and getting away. We thought that being a trail host would be a good addition to what we were doing already, which is getting out. Well, there's literally hundreds of miles of trails out here. You don't need to create a new one. So if there are more of us espousing that kind of concept, that kind of attitude, I think we would probably have less conflict when it comes to trail access and trail issues that we hear about pretty regularly. If there's a trail, or it looks like there's a trail and it's legal, we've run it, we've mapped it with GPSs, we've provided some of those GPS locations to the state so they can make sure they're part of the trails inventory. I like to just go out and do trail exploration and trail mapping. And occasionally we'll run into people who are lost, flat tires, out of fuel. We're glad to provide guidance on where a good trail is or what kind of clothing you should probably consider. Good protective clothing is really imperative as well. And so that's part of what we do as part of the education process, especially when it comes to families taking their smaller children out, right? So we make certain that they're aware of where they're going, what the trail conditions are, how technical the trails are, whether or not their kids should have a helmet on. That all plays a role in what we do as trail hosts, is making sure that as we encounter the public, we introduce ourselves and let them know whatever it is we can do to help them have a more enjoyable outing. If you're going to go out on the trail, map out where you want to go first. Make sure you understand where that trail starts and where it finishes. Make sure it's actually a legal trail. Make sure your machine is the right size for that trail. Bring food and water. You don't want to be out in the middle of nowhere and then suddenly have a machine breakdown and not have sufficient supplies. And let folks know where you're going. If you think you're going to do more mileage than your machine can handle, bring extra fuel with you. Kind of get to know what your machine's limits are, especially when it comes to fuel and then maintenance, right? Make sure you're maintaining your machine. You don't need to go as crazy as I do with the extra supplies, but it's always good to be prepared. Plan it out in advance so that you don't become one of the folks I've got to either fuel up or tow out or show a map to.
Becoming a trail host is very easy. You can go to ohv.utah.gov. We pretty much travel anywhere as a program. One of our staff members will come out, provide a training, usually about 3 hours, and we'll go over everything that you need.
It's all about getting out and exploring. And if we encounter folks that we can help, we're glad to do so. That's what, at least in my world, what a trail host does. And the friends that I go out with, we all collaborate and we pretty much operate the same way.